I've played every single class. Have I done all through hell? I don't know. I've done all of them through normal to some extent. I can't say I've done them all through hell, but I've done a lot, dude. I've done a lot. What surprised me the most? So, like, my favorite thing about Project Diablo 2, an insane amount of endgame. Like, there is so much endgame in Project Diablo 2. The old endgame of Vanilla D2 is the new Project Diablo 2 mid-game. For example, like, you know, Hammerdin, or a Barbarian that had, like, Grief and Main Hand, and, like, Fortitude, and Ariat's Face, stuff like that. That used to be, like, the old endgame, right? Now, in Project Diablo 2, the endgame is even farther than that. Like, now you're gonna be corrupting, uniques and sets, to try to get better stuff and better gear. Let me just give you a quick teaser. Maybe maybe I should show this yet, but it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. So this is my my test barb. I made a leap barb endgame. This is probably my favorite build in Diablo 2 or Project Diablo 2 as of right now. There's definitely some other ones that are pretty cool, but I absolutely love it. So we're just gonna do like Frigid Highlands in Hell. So that's like a little bit of what Leap looks like. Now, I actually on YouTube have a guide for Leap right now. I just posted it not that long ago. But oh yeah, we just shredded Shank, by the way. So like, the game is harder in Project Diablo 2, I will say. Even though I just one-shot him, the game is harder in Project Diablo 2, I will say that. And the reason why I say that, and I still one-shot him on Players 1, is because of this weapon. This weapon is absolutely disgusting, and when I hit it and I made it, I was like, I was blown away at the potential endgame of Diablo 2. So, some of you guys already recognize this weapon, just by the icon. This, my friends, is absolutely disgusting, bro. I hit that, and I'm just gonna let that sit there for a second. I'll break it down a little bit for people that are like, don't understand it quite. So, right here we have something called corruptions. They're worldstone shards, and you put a worldstone shard inside the cube, just like you kind of did in Path of Diablo with Orbs of Corruption, except this time there's way more possibilities in Project Diablo 2, and there's different tiers of corruptions. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. This is way better than 6 sockets. You're absolutely right, dude. So, the corruption roll was a tier 1 hybrid mod. Now, this mod that I rolled was part of a, like, tier 1 mod, or tier 1 corruption. And there's a 4% chance that you even get a tier 1 corruption. And then there's like 10 different ones. So it's like less than 1% chance to get this corruption. And so what happened was I corrupted it. I put it in the cube, I corrupted it, and it rolled a hybrid mod with increased attack speed and crushing blow. And then we have this thing called the Larzik puzzle box. Oh crap. Connection interrupted. Senpai is breaking things. Yeah, it rolled 250. You caught it, dude. You caught it. It rolled 250 base damage.
Good day.
So here's a worldstone shard. Right here. It's like the Orb of Corruption. And then we have a Larzik puzzle box. Again, these won't be in the shop. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed. Look at how clean that looks. I mean, it's hard to tell in the stream, but like, the HD mod makes this game look amazing, I will say. Like, holy crap. So yeah, we put that in there after the corruption, which is like, holy crap, that corruption's nuts. And then we also used the Larzik puzzle box. And now Larzik puzzle box has its own specific rules. You can roll, you're guaranteed to roll sockets. It's just the amount of sockets varies depending on the item. Like if it's one hand or two hand, if it's a shield, or if it's a helmet, it all has its own different rules on that. So for a two-hander, the maximum rolled sockets is 4 sockets. And we actually ended up getting 4 sockets here. We rolled 4 sockets, and then because it was ethereal and Senpai changed the item itself to have repair durability instead of indestructible, it allows us to put freaking 4 ohm runes in that to spike up the damage. And we got IES with it, so we have options. We have plenty of options with the sword, and it is super badass. Now, if you don't know already, I believe Grandfather is like the 5th rarest item, or somewhere around that. So to get something like this, extremely rare. And that's the thing I was talking about. Like, I think Project Diablo 2 has like 3 different tiers of the game. And that tier 1 is like ladder reset. Day 1, when you get your first rune words, when you get your first drops in the game, you might be like running, you know, some bosses here and there. And then the second tier is like when you got Fortitude and you got like Grief and Last Wish and like the old Diablo 2 endgame. And then you have the ultra endgame at like tier 3, which is this stuff. And it's absolutely disgusting. Granted, it's insanely rare. This is a 1 in 3 ladder item probably. Yeah, it's there's gonna be a very, very small amount of these items in the ladder. So, but that's the grind that you can go for. For example, another example is Griffins. I don't actually have one here, but Griffins, for example, you can get a +1 skill corruption using the Worldstone shard. So you could have a +2 Griffins, and then you could Larzik puzzle box it for up to 2 sockets. So you could get a 2 skill Griffins and 2 sockets. Also, 3 skill Shaco, 2 socket as well. So, yeah, there's huge potential, man. Huge potential in this game, and that's what gets me excited. Because, like, people like me that just know life for Diablo 2, like, I won't have to get bored, because there's always more stuff. Can you corrupt 3 socket Griffins? Yes. So, the corruption allows for more sockets. So, for example, if I was to corrupt the Grandfather here, like if it was plain, it could roll up to 6 sockets. But the puzzle box only allows it to go up to 4 sockets. So, Griffins can go up to 3 sockets if you corrupt it, but then you lose the additional mod, or, corruption mod. So, like, for example, I would lose the 2, see the red dots right next to attack speed and crushing blow? I would lose those 2 things, and then I would gain 6 sockets if I rolled a corruption 6 socket in that scenario. This is actually better than 6 socket Grandfather. So there's RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG. If an item has sockets in it already, it's a 50-50% chance that it will either brick or it will get a mod. So like this, if I was to corrupt this right now, we have a 25% chance to get sockets, which is a random number of sockets, 1 to 6, because it's a 2-hander. We have 25% chance to brick it, which means turn it into a random rare and you lose the item. And there's a 50% chance to gain a mod. There are way more, like, corruptions that you can get. And each corruption can be, like, in those 3 tiers. Like, tier 3 being the worst. Tier 2 is like mid-tier, and then tier 1, like, you can get some insane stuff like that hybrid mod with IS and crushing blow. Now, if it was socketed first, and I did Puzzle Box first, or I went to Larzik and I socketed it for some reason, which was a bad idea. But if it's socketed first, that 25% chance that would have been sockets when I go to corrupt it now turns into 50% chance to brick. So like, I'm gonna go roll sockets, and I rolled maximum number of sockets on this item, Earth Shifter, so now it's a 50-50 whether it bricks or I get a mod. So generally speaking, it's best if you corrupt things first because there's a lower chance that you're gonna brick it. But that doesn't necessarily mean what you want to do. Like, so here we go. Let's see what happens. And we got 3%, or 3 life after kill. So that's like a really low mod, but we didn't brick it. And now we have 4 sockets on an Earth Shifter. And then this one right here has hit recovery. Like, there's so many different corruptions. PD2 wiki, I believe you can just go look at the different corruptions if you're interested in that stuff. Yeah, 3 per hit is not that bad. So for, I think, 3 per hit, I'm not 100% because there's so many new things in this game. But like, or in this mod I should say, it feels like a new game, dude. I'm like so hyped. In theory, I think like leap attack, for example, if I was to use leap, and I used like the life on hit, I think I would get each life on hit for every monster I hit. Generally speaking, HP numbers are way lower in PD2 than they are in the different mods. Are there any new areas? Yes. Endgame areas. So like everything is like everything is the same as far as like normal, nightmare, hell. It is the same, mostly. After that, then you'll have maps available to you. Like, I don't know how the map drop system works. There's some things that haven't been revealed to us that Senpai's keeping super secret sauce. Freaking Olm runes. I still can't get over that. I have no clue what the currency is going to be. I have a theory and a hypothesis, but ultimately I have no clue. And my theory is, in the first 2 weeks, high runes are going to go for a lot on ladder. And then, as weeks go by, like, people won't be using as many high runes, so like inflation will happen. High runes will be cheaper because it's only mid-gear. Speedrunning meta? There will still be speedrunning metas, 100%. 100%. But we'll see how it all plays out. I'm really curious. Worldstone shard! Alright, so now we throw these gems on the ground. We have quantity of 5. Hey! Okay, so you have to have 1 first, apparently. Interesting. And then if you want to unstack, you put in the cube, and you can unstack. The little plus symbol means that it's stacked. Which is awesome. So it's like, I have like 10 Zods right here, right? I'm just gonna drop 9 Zods in the ground. Feels good. Also, I believe loot filter and stuff, for those people that are wondering, I believe it will tell you quantity if you want with the loot filter. Pretty awesome. So there's like a unstack mode and a stack mode. So like the plus mode, and I can keep swapping those. So unstack mode means like you can start putting this thing into items and crap. So in unstacked mode, I could put this in here, right? Zod. Bam. Now it's indestructible. Now in stacked mode, so like it's really good for muling, and it's really good for like... What? Senpai! No! My example! In stacked mode, you can... Don't you guys have phones? In stacked mode, it prevents you from putting the items in. The other thing that's pretty awesome is you can use stacked items, right, to actually make recipes. So now we have a bunch of hell runes, or apparently just 2. We have 2 hell runes. And then, see how they're stacked? I can use the recipe there, and now we're down to 1 quantity. So, recipes work while they're stacked. Oh, no cooldown on Hurricane. No cooldown on Hurricane. That's Pog. So whenever you want to cast it or recast the duration, you can. That was just Hurricane damage, boys. That was just Hurricane. Level 43, mind you, so I'm simulating Torch, Annie, and all elemental skillers at the moment. Just Hurricane damage. Wow, this is actually my first time on Wind Druid. Wow, this feels so good. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, every time we try a build, we have this thing where it just feels like amazing. Nobody uses Twister in vanilla, dude. Nobody uses Twister. Alright, let's try a single target on Elite. Dude, shredded, man. Wow, Twister actually feels better, too. And then we have Gust right here. 1.7 second cooldown. At the moment with 24 skills. Alright, Infector, let's go. Come on. Get over here. Look at Merc is not dying, by the way. Let me just note that. Merc is not dying. In all of that, well, he died now, but in all of that, he lived that long, dude. He's like, I'm so tanky. Let's see what happens when I go across Might Aura. Alright, Tornadoes. Tornadoes. Wrecked. Wrecked. Yo, feels good. I'm not the biggest Druid fan, generally speaking. There we go. So, something really cool about resistances, if you're not aware of it already. Project Diablo 2 has changed the way that, like, resistances work when it's immune. When a monster is immune to that specific element. So, for example, amp damage. When that monster with stone skin was physical immune, and then my mercenary hit him with amp damage coming from Reaper's Toll, it broke his immunity, but he's still tanky. And the reason for that is anything above immunity, so like 100% physical resistance, for example, is immune to physical. And then 130% is still immune to physical. It is 1/2 efficient rather than 1/5 efficient like vanilla. So what that does is all of breaking immunity feels the same as vanilla, but it makes things that are immune or that were immune tankier so that they're not all pinned down to 0. Which means that Conviction plus lower res is relevant. New static rework plus Conviction and lower res can be relevant. Stuff like that. The one-man army feel is still there to some extent, and it still feels like Diablo 2, but like when your teammate comes in and joins as a specific character to come and help out, you really feel the help. I feel like this actually like is more of a team game than it used to be. Doesn't mean like that it's not like solo viable. It's definitely plenty solo, and I'm gonna be playing Pluggy and off-season and stuff like that. So when your friend joins, it doesn't feel like, oh my god, you're just here taking all my loot because I'm carrying. It's like, wow, that's actually pretty good damage. Pretty good damage. So we can use Frenzy for a long time, as I was demonstrating before. Earlier we have a 28-second duration. And it goes up fast. Like, from level 1, the duration really starts to go up fast. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it just feels good. You can like run around in town and stuff. That sound poggers? Yeah, because we actually have a two-handed sword. Oh, with that long duration, we can use like double throw, which has a faster attack speed. And we have all the frenzy charges. So we're just like melting through monsters. You're doing hardcore, Sky, I'm assuming? Like, I will warn you, okay? Hardcore on season 1, you're gonna die. And you're gonna die a lot. So anybody going hardcore, there will be a lot of death. Ancient armor. Ultimately, I feel like it feels way more interactive of a build, and I absolutely love H-Shin. Like, now you have to plan around your teleports and switching between Joust versus teleport, because you only have 3 teleports. What? A legit Dark Force? Bro! Alright, let's take a look. 1 skill, F. Wow, okay. So that's like by far the rarest thing I've seen all closed beta. Thought it capped at 3. It does with mastery, but this item, if you wear it, allows you to get to 4. Or if you just play a regular build, and then you throw this item on, now you can get to 2, without having to invest too much into Curse Mastery. Right, chat? Aw, 1 socket, dude. F. How does PD2 feel? A lot better than I thought. I had high expectations, but ultimately, overall, after playing, like, yeah, it's pretty sick. I'd even pre-hammer this. I should have pre-hammered, but just showcasing the hammered in its true home. Just do this one again. Let's do it silly. We're just gonna do white map for right now, so it's gonna be like empty map. So he's playing. Sully is actually playing a Mind Blast Assassin. The Mind Blast Assassin does physical damage, and then you can use Psychic Hammer. Oh my gosh, this guy's magic immune, dude. Oh! How do I deal with that? I don't know. I think Holy Bolt's now magic damage. I'll figure that out. Psychic Hammer does magic damage, but only like 1 or 2 targets, maybe 3 targets. Chill if you're not familiar. The reason why I have a Cham in my Shaco is for Cannot Be Frozen. And Cannot Be Frozen is actually really important in this game. It's also more accessible on more items now. But it's very important due to the fact that now Chill affects casting as well. The minus FCR is equal to the same amount that you would lose on attack speed. Keep in mind, I'm on like like, you know, endgame pluggy H-Shin right now. You learned your lesson? Yeah. Gotcha. I don't actually know what does damage, but like the skeletons seem to shoot like battle orders or something like that. See that crap? Battle command, it looks like. So it's like this lore Karas Bazaar feel. Kind of like an Act 3 feel. I really like the way it looks. Also, something I will say, just graphically, I absolutely love the way it looks. Like, in the variety through the run. It's not just a copy-paste. Like, it all has its own, like, feel while you go through. So CTA actually kind of feels good. It doesn't feel like it's nerfed to the ground. It does help. It's not, like, crazy. It's not bard buffs, you know, but it's, definitely feels good. Also, it looks like monsters change. So monster, monster types are dynamic or whatever the term is. Elite pack down here looks like. Wow, getting shredded. So yeah, I'm using Viper Magi right now because we have our own teleport. Imagine if we got Death's Web right there, shot. Like, Pod has more builds that are viable, but this has, like, all builds that are viable. It's not just like, oh, you know, I can play these few things, but like, example, in Pod, Ancient. I can't Play Ancient in Pod because it's Holy Bolt with 3 Holy Bolts is way better than Ancient. It got like nerfed to the ground in Pod, and it's not even worth your time. In this, Ancient is different. This is sick. Look at that. Like, Twister is awesome AoE. There will still be metas though. 100% there will be metas. Plugin is not officially supported, but someone gets working on it. It's perfectly alright to use it in single player. Okay. I know that Senpai wants it to be a thing, if people want to do it. Look at the map here, okay? This part is sick, okay? So this is the pattern we've had so far. Looks like River, Flame, and stuff. Poison Dagger, Frenzy Barb. Yeah, I made a meme the other day that maybe O-Skill Poison Dagger, Frenzy Barb is like the best build in the game or something. You know, something crazy like that. I'm not sure about that, but look at this. So this looks like River Flame, and look at where we're going, dude. This is the boss area of Lava Map. Look at how cool that looks. I probably should be using Tornado. But, you know, spamming is fun. So, isn't that cool, dude? They, like, put the Chaos Star pentagram in the center here at the boss area. It's like a little Chaos Sanctuary. So it's just -10 all res. Like, Fire, Lightning, the most important ones, not a problem. But I get my max block. You just started a speedrun, so I believe it's 1. Perfect. I'm gonna try 1 as well. Tayo's already trying to get on the leaderboards? What class? Do you try Nova? Holy Nova? I haven't tried Holy Nova, to be honest. I tried Zeal, which feels amazing. I tried a little bit, not much, but I tried Vengeance, and it was pretty good. Oh, you guys are gonna like this, or maybe you won't, right? It's kind of cool, I think. Simple linear paths, it seems. These maps are nice layouts. I like the maps. I think there's more than 3 in on ladder, like with that ladder when the ladder goes live, but there's 3 available right now for testing. But yeah, look at the immersion of the river of blood, right? Isn't that super cool? Like the bodies everywhere. Like when you first enter at the waypoint, there's like freaking flies hovering over a body, and it's a huge river. It's like, it's good. Like it feels. Whoa! I didn't see this before. That guy has freaking blood golems. It's Griswold with blood golems. Okay, blood golems. Yikers. Hanky. Well, not that bad, I guess. With good gear, it's not that bad. Griswold? Okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I remember this part, and then like down here was Lister. So let's see what happens. Minion destruction, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Whoa! Dunked on! Okay. Wow. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. You don't need to click the book. Just click the item with shift. What? It's even better than I thought? No way. Don't lie to me. Now I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna pick up this blue item, and I'm gonna see if shift without hitting the book IDs an item. That's bonkers to me if that happens. Ready? Where's this? Oh my god! Oh my god! Bane Bender, dude. We found Bender. Dude, that's so crazy. I could just shift. Shift left click, man. That is... Wow.